72. What if? What if the life you're living isn't yours? The question whispered itself into existence, like the gentle breeze softly scraping the thorns of the ageless acacia thorn tree. It swelled in the air, carried by the rugged mountains that stood sentinel over the land. The velvety Bifflesdrift Valley cradled it, sweeping it up in a gentle arc, and then it was laid, softly, in the illuminated heart where the whispering succulents waited. In this sacred landscape, shaped by the Swartberg Mountains to the north and the Langeberg Outeniqua Range to the south, a prophecy stirred. Ready to burst, like a pomegranate, it waited to unfold, its secrets hidden, yet to be revealed. The life I thought was mine was wrapped in comforting familiarity. The warmth of the winter sun seeped into my skin. The earthy scent of the dirt road filled my lungs, and Keith's gentle hand rested in mine. Our daily walks along the dirt road were a soothing balm, calming my soul. I'd assumed our life at Free at Last was the pinnacle, the culmination of our dreams. On this particular sunny winter's afternoon, leisurely strolling towards the Conservancy gate, the magnificent Klein Karoo landscape had taken us captive. A kaleidoscope of colours stretched far and wide, a masterpiece of Mother Nature. Keith stopped abruptly, his eyes scanning the horizon with an air of urgency. "Sweetheart, do we belong in the Klein Karoo, or does our true home lie elsewhere?" The question hung in the air, a challenge to our status quo, a promise of change whispered on the wind. His words ignited elation. Keith, attuned to the divine, had glimpsed the vision. I was ecstatic to echo his longing. True to form, we hastily returned home, thrilled to start researching our options. Keith often acted as a catalyst. Whenever divine timing was involved and I hesitated, he'd receive the message and articulate it. I admired his ability to make quick decisions about life. In contrast, I typically encounter endless mental hurdles, akin to navigating an obstacle course where each twist and turn revealed a new challenge to overcome, which would keep me deliberating for days, weeks, months, or even years. My 24-year marriage, now in the past, exemplified this trait. Fortunately, I was now Mrs. Arnold, with a supportive husband leading by example rather than warning. Within days, we listed the farm for sale with an exclusive sole mandate through a trusted friend and invested in a reliable SUV to replace our troublesome caddy. A symbolic step toward tackling the future. Keith decided to sell 2 of his Cape Town property investments, and remarkably, both sold successfully within less than 2 weeks. We'd begun the waiting game, as living on a conservancy with rules and regulations wasn't everyone's preference. We'd recognized this from the outset, but trusted Divinity's plan for our lives and looked forward to relocating to a fresh start. Our primary question now became, where exactly would we move? Divinity hadn't exactly provided a clear roadmap or heavenly sign pinpointing our next destination. All we knew was that we wanted to move closer to Cape Town while preserving the peace, quiet, seclusion, and privacy we'd enjoyed at Free at Last, essential elements for our new life together. In co-creating our future with divinity, we declared our desires: mountains, water, and trees. The gentle breeze softly scraped the thorns of the ageless acacia thorn tree, and the desired whispered itself into existence. What if the life you're living is exactly yours?